This tutorial will teach you how to easily program a UAV drone waypoint flight in video. From the FlyMyPhantom.com website, click on the Program Flight link. This will take you to LItchi.com. You will need a free account. Click on the little arrow button in the upper right corner. You can register for an account with your email or simply log in with Facebook. Once logged in, your name will appear on the link button. Okay, let's get started on a flight. In this case, we want to film the Ameristar Resort in Black Hawk, Colorado. It's a 350-foot tall casino hotel located 8,000 feet in the Rocky Mountains. Simply enter the location or address into the search box on the map. The flight map works just like Google Earth. You can move it around and zoom in and out with your scroll wheel or the little buttons at the bottom right. Now just zoom in on the building or area you want to film. Here's the fun part, and it's pretty simple. We start by adding a point of interest, or POI marker, to the map by putting the mouse over the area you want to see in your video. Simply right-click and you will see the POI on the map. The POI 1 setting box will open. If you put the marker in the wrong place, you can move it by dragging the mouse or delete it with the red button in the settings box. The longitude and latitude are not too important, just there for reference. The only setting you will adjust is the altitude of the POI. Here we know the Ameristar is 350 feet tall, so if we want to focus on the rooftop area, you would set this to 350 feet. If you wanted to look at the ground, you would leave it at the default of 3 feet. We can use just one point of interest, or we can add as many as we like in order to point the camera at several different points of interest during the flight. In this case, not only will we film the top of the resort, but also the lower lobby entrance, leaving the altitude for this point of interest at ground level. This will aim the camera down a great deal. Now it's time to set the waypoints so the aircraft knows where to and how to fly. I generally assume the pilot will be using obvious public parking. While you can start and end the flight anywhere you like, I prefer to keep the pilot in mind and have the drone start and finish somewhere close by. So I will set my first waypoint right here over the garage. Just left-click where you want it and the marker will be set. The settings box will open. Okay, you can drag the waypoint around and adjust it, or use the red button in the settings box to delete it if needed. The longitude and latitude are here again for reference. We now need to tell the aircraft how high to fly. We know this building is about 350 feet tall, so let's go with 400 feet. The next thing we need to do is tell it to point the aircraft and the camera at the point of interest 1. To do this, just click on the Focus POI tab and be sure the number 1 appears in the POI box. Okay, at this point we have the bird in the air at 400 feet and pointing the video camera at the top of the building. Now let's fly the drone around the building. Put your mouse where you want it to fly next and left click. Now you have waypoint number 2. It will transfer the altitude, but you will need to select the Focus POI tab on each waypoint and tell it which POI to focus on. We'll come back to that part in a moment. Simply go around the building and left click to drop as many waypoints as needed. We can now walk through each waypoint and set the Focus POI on each. Now we need to set the speed of the craft. The easiest way is via the Settings button. Here we select the base options of the flight, including the type of craft, metric, imperial units, curved turns or straight, etc. The cruising speed is the only setting that we adjust at this point. Most UAVs can travel from 1 to 30 miles an hour or more. A good filming speed is between 5 and 15 miles per hour. For this flight, we'll set it at about 10 miles per hour. Now every waypoint set to cruising speed will be at the same 10 miles per hour. If you want a part of the flight to be faster or slower, you can use the speed slider on each waypoint settings box. However, the more consistent the speed, the smoother the video. To go over curves briefly, we almost always use curves and set it to the default size in order to achieve smooth transitions from one waypoint to the next. The light blue line on the paths are the actual path of the UAV, unless you have curves turned off. Just be sure to position your waypoints to put the curved blue lines on the path you actually want to fly. Okay, this flight is pretty much finished. I always go back through each waypoint with the blue arrows at the bottom of the settings box and be sure they're all set correctly. Of course, the pilot will look through these and make adjustments for safety's sake. Looks great. Time to save it. By the way, the other buttons at the bottom of the map are to set the mission options, as we have seen. There's an area to set up keyboard shortcuts for programming longer missions faster. Also, if you really want to have the best, most comprehensive schooling on using the system, please click on the Phantom Film School link and sign up for the classes. The intro will cover a great deal and is free. You can go as deep as you like from there. Now click on the Missions button, then click Save. Enter a name for your mission. Click Save again. Almost done. Now click on the Missions again, select Open, find your mission, click on the Link button next to it. This will open the mission in a browser where you can copy the link. That's it. You've just programmed a Phantom drone flight and video. Now submit the link you just copied with your Fly My Phantom order, and you will have your drone footage in no time. Check it out.